Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in, and this is our first look at the LG G5. Now, as you can see, the phone is really beautiful to look at. It's got a very good build to it, and let's quickly run you guys through the specifications of the phone. It has a 5.3-inch Quad HD IPS display, and it has an always-on display. A very unique thing about the phone is that at the back it's got two cameras. One is a 16 megapixel camera, whereas the second one is an 8 megapixel camera. At the back you also have the fingerprint sensor. It's powered by the Snapdragon 820 SoC with 4 GB of RAM. It's got 32 GB of built-in storage, expandable via a micro SD card all the way up to a whopping 2 terabytes. It has the USB Type-C connector. And yeah, so those were a quick look at the specifications. Now, as you can see right here in the demo area, it's showing you how the battery is removable. One of the things that we've seen from smartphones in the past is that the battery was non-removable, but now the battery is removable in this case, and it's not just simply removable. There are a bunch of accessories that LG has announced with the G5, which I will get to in a little bit, but the fact that you can actually change the battery now is great. Another thing about the phone that you will notice is that it has an always-on display. So let's just see when you lock the phone there. Now that it's locked, you can see that it's going to show you the time, the battery, and some other basic notifications on the screen. It's going to be always on all the time, and I have to admit, I've barely had this phone in my hands for a couple of minutes, and boy oh boy does it feel good to hold this phone. You also have a front-facing 8 megapixel camera, and it has a very clean design overall. It's smooth, and as you can see, the base out here, it's actually sealed, so we are going to get to the removable part of it in a bit. But yeah, as you can see at the bottom, you have the speaker grill, almost an edge-to-edge design for the display. The UI, of course, has been tweaked a little bit as well, so let's get you a little bit of a closer look at the user interface of the phone. So coming to the settings, of course, it's very populated, but it's also broken down into a bunch of settings that you can have working at the same time. The camera app is right here. Just pop it open, and with the single camera, that's what it looks like when you have the single camera to click a picture. And when you switch to both the cameras, you have a wider field of vision right here. So I think it's about 135 degrees, if I'm not mistaken, is what I was told, that you get when you have both the cameras active. The camera is really snappy, it's really fast. If you can, I'm just going to show you these few images that I've clicked, and it looks, well, so far it looks good. I mean, of course, we're seeing it on the display of the smartphone itself. But the fact that these images are coming out so fast, you can always make out that it is a premium smartphone. Just to get you a quick look at the front-facing camera, that's the front-facing camera, and I'm going to smile for the camera here, and that was just fast. It's an amazingly fast smartphone right here. Now, of course, the user interface is on Android 6.0 Marshmallow, and it is skinned with LG's user interface. Some of the icons are still a little childish to my liking, but overall the phone seems pretty smooth. And as you can see out here, it has the 360-degree VR manager, the 360-degree camera app as well. So yes, we will get to all that in a little bit. If you guys have any questions about the LG G5, you can shoot and answer. The fingerprint sensor is here at the back. It has a slight bit of a hump which you can feel. I mean, it's not so bad that when you place it on a table it's going to rock. Of course it's going to rock now because of the connector that's there, and of course this at the back, but it's a very small bump. And last year's we saw a bunch of phones that came out with a camera hump was a little bigger. It's nice to see that this is very built into the design. There is no pricing information available as of yet. The device is expected to launch soon. And let's just get you a look at the keyboard experience out here for a minute. It's a pretty broad keyboard, so it's a 5.3-inch display. There is enough real estate out here for us to type on. So yeah, let's just show you a bit of the typing experience. So it's a pretty comfortable keyboard to type on so far, and yeah, that is a look at the LG G5 smartphone. If you guys have any questions, like I said, about the phone, now's a great time to ask. Just to show you the battery housing, it's right here at the bottom again. This is where the battery goes. It's removable. We are going to get to that. As you can see right here, you can see how the battery comes out of the case. Well, rare camera samples is what you guys want to see, and that's what I'm about to show you. So here's the camera to begin with, and once again, as you can see, you have a bunch of functions. Oops, sorry about that. You have a bunch of functions on the side that include the flash, the front-facing camera. We're going to switch to the rear-facing camera. Modes, settings, HDR controls. There is a lot that you can do with it. You can also use the volume up button as a shutter button. As you can see, I'm not pressing the shutter button, and there it is. The pictures click are pretty snappy. There are, of course, 2 camera samples out here. Preetham, these are some of the camera samples. Of course, they are under well-lit conditions, and we would really like to take a look at some of the images we'd click once the phone comes to India, and show you some of those samples. Here are some other samples that were clicked by the phone itself. So overall, it does look to be a pretty good phone when it comes to the display, the UI, the overall build. It's got this slight curve on the top here, which I think is going to make it good to hold ergonomically. So the RAM, processor, glass, battery, storage. Tarosh here is a look at some of the specifications. It has a 5.3-inch display, dual camera setup at the back, 16 megapixel and 8 megapixel. The front has an 8 megapixel camera. It's running on the Snapdragon 820, Android 6.0 Lollipop, a 2800 mAh replaceable battery, 4 GB of RAM, 32 GB built-in storage, expandable up to 2 terabytes, fingerprint sensor, and the USB Type-C. That is a look at the specifications. Of course, the USB Type-C right now is covered. And now that we've fairly spent some time with the phone, I'm just going to quickly take you to the camera accessory, which has been quite the buzz. This, as you guys can see, is the LG booth. It's quite a fascinating booth, and quickly, just to show you the camera housing, here is one spot where we will get to see the camera housing, and here we are. So that is the phone, and as you can see, here is the camera housing being fitted right now. It's as simple as pulling it in and out, and there you go. The camera housing actually gives you the ability to take the shutter button and a zoom wheel as well. One of the disadvantages looks to be that you have to restart the phone when you use the camera module. So once the camera module is out, it fits in. So there you have it. I am going to quickly try to get my hands on a unit with the camera housing just to show you what it looks like. Sorry. This is the camera housing at the back. Bear with me one moment, and we're just going to set up for a second. And here we are. This is the camera housing at the back. It is a little bit of a bulge. For some reason, it reminds me a lot of the Lumia 1020 because that had a natural bulge coming out a little bit, but this isn't anything like that. It's got a textured back right here. So it essentially gives you a good grip. And here is the video recording button. Here's the dedicated shutter button, and here is the zoom wheel. And of course, this little button here gets the camera in action almost immediately. So let's see if that happens. Yes, it worked. So let's give you a look at some of the samples with this working. Yep, here we are. And let's just actually try to get back to the home screen for a minute. Yeah. So when you are on the home screen and you have the camera housing at the back with you right here, all you need to do is flick this button out here on the camera housing to get the camera plus housing that LG calls it. You just flick this out here and the camera comes on immediately. And like I said, you can choose between using just a single camera that gives you a certain angle of viewing, and of course then you have the use of both the cameras that gives you 135 degrees of viewing angle. Simply push the shutter button to click a picture, and Shazam, you've clicked a picture right there. If you want to take a video, you can simply just go back. Let's just show you the housing again. Okay, yeah, and there's a wheel on the top out here which you can use to zoom. As you can see, I'm using the wheel right now to zoom in. The zoom seems to be pretty clear right now. Clicking pictures on this seems to be a breeze. Wow, I am quite impressed with this phone as of now. The wheel is easy to use, but it seems that I really have to put in an effort to get into zoom there. Of course, you can start recording videos also immediately just by pressing the recording button. Subhashish and Aditya, there is no India pricing announced as of yet, but we do hope the smartphone to come to India really soon. So that is the LG Camera Plus. And yeah, let's see if we can get another look at how it opens up so that you can access the battery. There's a quick look at how thick it will be. It's a little thick, it's a nice big bulge if you're someone that likes holding this camera. Hey, sorry about that, we probably had a weak connection there for a moment. As you can see, I'm just going to show you again the camera housing, the Camera Plus as LG calls it. There is a look at that, and let's see if we can actually get a demo to show you how it works. So there's a look at how it fits into the Camera Plus housing, and that's how you put it back into the phone. Remember, the phone actually needs to be turned off while you're going to put it, since the battery is going to come out and then be attached to the Camera Plus housing. So there you have it. That is a look at the LG G5 and the G5's Camera Plus housing. It seems to be Ravi. There is actually no pricing announced yet. All you guys, Kunal, Preetham says when will it arrive to India? Well, soon we hope. As soon as we have an India announcement for a launch date, we will let you know. And if you're wondering what all that noise is behind me, is a lot of people are actually getting their experience of the LG VR headset. And here is a quick look at everyone just having a lot of fun experiencing the VR. We are going to get you a quick look at what the VR headset looks like. So that is a look at the VR headset. You have individual lenses for both the left and the right eye. And so if you're someone that wears glasses, you can actually adjust it to your number. Now it does have to be connected with wired to the glasses, so it isn't a wire-free experience. As you can see, it's being set up right now. Sandeep, there is no announcement for the price as of yet. So with the LG has, of course, it has also announced the 360-degree camera, but this is the 360 VR. There seems to be a little bit of a distance between the eyes, and so the 360 VR headset does have to be connected to the phone itself so that you can get access to all the VR content. They should market it properly, otherwise S7 is much easier by maybe yeah, Satendra, they should definitely put in a lot of marketing into this phone. And as per our first impressions, it looks to be a great device, and the number of accessories that LG has announced with the phone does seem to be something of spectacular. We are trying to navigate our way back to a phone just to answer any of your last-minute questions. Here is the phone itself. It's pretty compact. The 5.3-inch display is good. There are, of course, the bezels on the top and the bottom. Like I said, it has a slight curve on the top, which for some reason really feels nice. It's running on Android 6.0 Lollipop with LG's own user interface. There is no app draw like we've seen on a bunch of other Android-powered smartphones, and we have seen the amount of accessories that LG has announced. If you guys have any questions, or if there's anything particular that you would like me to check out on the LG booth, please let me know in the comment section below, and I will do my best to navigate to that position. All accessories do not come with the phone. Akshat, they do not come with the phone. You have to actually buy them separately. As you can see, the phone is actually being set up with the camera plus housing here for people to demo and see. We've already shown you guys a demo of it, but once again, let's take a look at the camera housing. It does come out. You actually have to switch off the phone. To get the battery out, and then the battery attaches to the camera plus housing. Just to show you the functionality once again, there is a shutter button which is on the top out here. There is a video recording button. This is of course the zoom toggle, and this is the button that instantly switches on the camera like that. It has an always on display. This was our first look at the LG G5 with some of the accessories that LG has announced, and this is a quick look at the booth that LG has set up. I am going to go next and give the VR headset a try to see what it looks like. Well, an approximate price you can have. It'll compete with the top tier smartphones, so you can expect it to be very premiumly priced. Please show. So yeah, please show the new roller camera. So I am standing right where the roller camera is. I'm going to try to get you a little bit of a sneak peek at it. There it is. If for those of you that can see it, I am just going to navigate a little closer to show you what the camera looks like. And here we are. Here is of course the LG 360 VR, and of course the 360 cam as well. Let's see if we can get in. Here is our look at the 360 degree camera. It's a 13 megapixel camera, and it's pretty compact right here. Is there any new watch being launched? Please review that. Well, we will definitely figure out the wearables that are here at MWC, but to just reiterate, here is a look at the 360 degree camera. I really haven't spent time with it. This is actually the first time that I've picked it up, so not much of an opinion to give, apart from the fact that it's small. It's pretty well built, and it's actually right now connected. So yep, here is our look at the 360 cam as well. We showed you the VR headset, the G5 phone itself, and if there's anything else you'd like to see, always let us know. There is no India pricing available, Akshay. It hasn't been announced for India as of yet. This is just a global unveiling of the product, and you guys can stay tuned. How is the VR as compared to Samsung Gear? Well, I actually haven't had the time to spend any time with it, so I really can't comment on that. A good thing is that if you're someone that wears glasses, the LG VR headset has adjustable lenses, so you can actually adjust it to the number of your eyes, and if like me both your eyes have a different power, you can actually adjust them separately. So that's a very good thing, especially if you're someone wearing glasses, and experience is something I will comment on once I have experienced it for a bit. Again, Joseph, there is no information on whether the 360 camera is coming to India anytime soon. No information has been announced on India launch dates or pricing, but we will get a look at the devices once they are announced in India in more detail. Thank you guys for joining in. That was our look at not only the LG G5 but the LG booth as well. The energy here at MWC is just sky high with the number of people and the number of gadgets on the show floor. We hope to get you the best coverage possible, of course, and we will sign out for now. Hope to catch you in another video soon.
Yeah,